Hi guys, it's Lori from Home Right. I'm going to give you guys a garden tour today. This is section 2 of a 3-part series. We are in North Carolina, zone 7B. I already did a whole video on the berries. I'll leave a link for the berries. This is all about the vegetables that we put into the garden. So let's go look at all the vegetables. Interested in seeing all about a berry tour, I'll leave a link for that. And if you're interested in seeing all about our trees, including our citrus trees, then I'll leave a link for that video too. It's May 4th. This whole section here is all squashes. In the front are butternut squash, in the back are spaghetti squash. And then next to the beds we put in, there's extra space, we kind of threw in some extra peppers, zucchinis on the end, and then garlic at the very end. But each one of these beds is pretty similar in what's inside of it. Giant marconis, onions. Back here is lunchbox peppers, big Jim peppers, and I think I have one New Mexico pepper over at the end over here. The rest is all onions around in that bed. Little Marvel peas, and then I have some broccoli, collards, cabbage, celeriac. I just planted some cucumbers back in here, and then on the end you have a little bit of onions. This bed is Russian kale that is going to flower, and then onions and eggplant on the inside of these. This is my second planting of eggplant. The first planting of eggplant was attacked by flea beetles and did not do well at all. Back here in this bed, these two beds are what I'm calling salad beds. Some of these are collards from last year. They're going to flower. And then I put in some new collards. There's a row of carrots going across here, some new collards and celeriac, and I haven't tried to do some radishes down here, but my radishes are not working. And then there's little onions on the ends. Salad bed, it's got I think there's broccoli in the back, some kale in the middle. Oh, I did add some beets in there, and then a little bit of parsley. Yeah, there's parsley in this bed, cilantro in this bed. And then I have a little fence tomato back here, another bed here. I have some cucumbers across the back of the bed. Lots of different varieties. I think I have Market More, Chicago pickling, and white spine. Then I have a couple broccolis, cabbages, celeriac, and onions. This bed here is eggplant and peppers. You see what I mean? They've just been attacked by the flea beetle, so I've been spraying them with some organic spray that hopefully they'll be able to come back. This bed is some broccoli and some onions. Then into my tomato section. Oh, here's my asparagus section. We had so much asparagus left over, we kind of threw some back even behind the fence there. So in this bed here is cherry tomatoes. I don't even have as many tomatoes as I had last year because each bed I had about 6 tomatoes, but my tomatoes did not do so well propagating them or starting from seeds. So some beds only have 3 in it, some have 6. But I am starting to get some tomatoes. And of course, through the middle of this is garlic. So let's see, this is cherry tomatoes, that's sweetie tomatoes. These are my Honey Delight tomatoes. Gardener's Delight, more garlic. Over here are my lemon boys. Absolutely love my lemon boys. These are new this year. These are Ace 55s. And then the last bed, these are Romas and beefsteaks. And in the middle of this is my onions. Down at the end here are yellow squashes. I do have a yellow squash just starting. So we'll see how these guys do. We've already lost a couple of yellow squashes because at night it's been a lot colder than we were expecting. But they do seem to be bouncing back. And across the fence here is my sugar snap peas. I've been pulling a lot of them, and I started a whole new section of sugar snap peas here. If we move down to this section, here, I'll do a whole nother video on the trees. Keith has added in a lot of trees. I'm going to focus on the vegetables here. We got a couple of extra tomatoes in the front. Those are fence tomatoes. A bag of carrots. And these are all potatoes. And then on this side, more potatoes. And some extra jalapeno peppers. So I threw them in there. Banana peppers. Jalapeno peppers. And then at the end of these beds, Keith has been kind of propagating a whole bunch of different things. We have some ground cherries in there, a little bit of oregano, and then a couple other plants. Now in a few spots around the garden, we have what we're calling fence tomatoes. These were originally volunteers from our garden last year, so we saved the seeds and we've replanted them. We've popped them in the ground in a few different spots. For us, it's kind of like a cross between a Roma and a cherry tomato. They look about the size of a golf ball, and they're delicious. So hopefully we'll have success with those again this year. Over here is a little bit of container gardening. We have some broccoli, some yellow squashes, another broccoli. We put the cabbage up here, my little herb tower, turmeric, ginger, and this whole bed is all bush beans. Across here with the triangle trellises, these are cantaloupes. And you can see 3 grow bags right across here. These are all sweet potato bags. Last year we had a lot of success with those. Oh, look at that fence tomato. Look at that. Awesome. This is all corn. And then Keith just threw down some more cardboard behind the corn here. We're going to put some pumpkins, if I can get the seeds to propagate. And then in these 2 trellises are extra leftovers of the spaghetti squash. One more right down here. We're trying acorn squash. Oh, I know. One more spot. Yeah, down here. Let's see if I can zoom in. Watermelons. So we cleaned up the back deck here. We decided to put all of the ground cherries in containers up here. These are all Aunt Molly's. These are all Cosacks. And then we have a whole section of lettuces. As they begin to bolt, I'm either letting them go to seed, or I will pull them, and then add new lettuce starts. And I haven't done really well with my radishes, so I decided to put some in a container. Maybe I'll be able to get some radishes here. We'll see.